And Sunday night Counter-Strike. Here we are with the defending champions of Timbermen. They will be playing against the challengers, Nouns. Nouns, they've done a few laps around the block. We'll see if they have enough skills, enough metal to take down Timbermen.
What an amazing introduction by an amazing codecaster. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand finals of Fragicago 24. We are here. We got $5,500 to go into the bank accounts of one of these teams. And you know what? This is the date with Destiny that we have been waiting for this entire time. We got Nouns, we got Timbermen, and this is the big ticket item. This is what we've been waiting for.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is the finals that, like, you look at the number of teams that are in here, and it's like, all right, this is probably where we're going to get going. But, you know, you have to play through the rest of the games, see if there's an upset. You never know. There could be a surprise.
Does look like we have the veto in front of us right now. We're about to get into this pistol. Mirage, the home turf, where these Timbermen like to get it done. They're going to be getting up here with that pistol. We got Nuke up next. We got to get it started here on Mirage. When Shane takes point and takes the bomb over into B, that's where Snav and Co. look to start it off.
Yeah. I mean, I like a good pistol B take, so we'll see how this ends up going. There's two on site for Nouns. Good start to things. CJ with one. Carson joining in as well. It's a blind kill, too. That's a good 2-for-0 to start. Dia going to go wild with the Glock over to Cat. Takes down CJ. Oh, trade by Rush. And Nouns are just killing everybody. It's just left up to Snav. He's going to have two, but he's down to 9 HP, and there's two Nouns flanking from each direction. Snav gonna stand steady on site. He emerges, and George gonna come in with the dualies.
There it is. Nouns, they defend their B site, and that's already picking up where they left off on Mirage just the other night. That's where In Control looked to just take off that series, and they tried to take that map off of Nouns. They were, at the time, probably the largest test that Nouns had to measure so far. They're warmed up. Obviously, this is where Timbermen just cooled down after that third map went all the way to the end. And now we have the second one up and ready. Timbermen, they've got to wait one more before we get that pistol. Floofies.
So I want to ask, actually, while we're in this save,
yeah,
what do you think of the vetoes here? So we can sell them out. We got Mirage.
You have the bans as well.
I'm checking the picks and bans right now. So we got Timbermen banned Inferno, Nouns banned Anubis.
Gotcha.
Timbermen picked Mirage, Nouns picked Nuke. Then Dust 2 and Vertigo were taken off the table. So we're going to Ancient at the end of the day here.
There, just almost got that bomb down. CJ, he is managing this A site well. Nouns, they lose Junior there in that second, but it's looking like the Opper is, in fact, actually going to be able to garner a few bucks here. He's going to go ahead and get the big green toted in round 3. Timbermen, it's time to show up. This is Mirage. This is where they ended up taking that first map just about, what, 9 months ago, last November. I don't know how to do math.
Let's see.
A long while ago.
December, and currently we're in September, which
that
is
at
the
the
9th
very
month.
beginning of December?
It was in the very beginning of December, so that would be 9 months, approximately 9 months ago. So yeah. Yeah, 9 months. Wow, time really flying here in 2024. Chat, if you're ever aware of your mortality and how fast time is going, let me remind you. But with that being said, we're here to watch some Counter-Strike and not ponder those sorts of things, so it's going to be a B rush here for Timbermen. I like this position from Rush playing bench. Duke's going to pick up the first with the off. It's a good double entry. Shane with the trade. Junior joining in with the second. Oh, it's going to be a bloodbath here on site. Snav with a crossfire takes down one, and Dia as well. Now it's just George and Carson versus 2. Carson going to find one onto Snav. Dia in the 1 versus 2. Good use of that MP9, but it's not going to be enough as Carson rips him to shreds.
I guess that one's getting a little bit closer. Managing to just find that op there at the end. Carson going to make sure that the glue is all that is keeping Nouns together here. I mean, it's taxing amongst the Nouns for sure, but Timbermen, I mean, they're going to give it another go here, likely get up this half buy right now. Actually, I don't really see them springing for anything too expensive. They're actually keeping a decent amount, really, on everybody. I think that's Dia really obviously keeping that line up for himself. There's Junior ready to tee off on the screen. There goes Dare.
Oh man, it's one of those things that like you see in Pug Stompers all the time, where it's just like, yeah, they op window and then they get all the kills, but it's so satisfying at the pro level when someone's just charging out, you hit that flick, and it just works. It's one of the benefits of LAN Counter-Strike. It's just like, yeah, your flicks are gonna flick exactly like you want them to. You don't have to compensate for any lag or anything like that. It just works.
Peeping. It's a 1v5. He can
Ooh.
rip off a couple of heads, but it's CJ to make sure that nothing's getting too out of hand. For out of the round for Nouns, as that's exactly where they reach up. They've got 4 in a row here. This is the start of Mirage. It can be a little bit dodgy at the start of these. Timbermen, they just take it on the chin. I wouldn't be worried about them. But I think that Dia, we're going to need to see this response very quick. He's getting up this big green now. Obviously, we saw how he heated up just on Mirage before in that long series versus Take Flight. Still having that juice in the tank. I know that these Timberman guys, they had their work cut out for this land. They expect to come in and just take that cheddar from every single Fragicago tournament. I don't really blame them for having that attitude because they have the results to back it up. But now it's Nouns coming right into their neighborhood. They are going to be the ones that are trying to just dismantle defending champ. Here comes the major champ rush up middle with Carson to back him up, but they are just dismantled themselves.
Oh, and CJ caught unawares from underpass as well. This is actually getting destroyed by Timberman. George with a good kill back. That's a good trade, but that nade is only going to do some damage. It's not even going to get a kill. And George gets taken down as well by Peeping Jr. now in the 1 versus 3. Likely going to go for the save. He's on A. So I think that this is going to be called out. You know, the player's jungle. Let's go B. And, well, Bomb already headed on in through apartments. We can see it's going to be set down by Shane on the site.
Junior will head on back. You know what I mean? We'll just take it on the chin. This Timberman finally catching it up, right? I mean, he's just going to be able to move that on forward. Timberman, they finally put it in drive. They get that first one up on the board right now. And now they can get into their groove. Floofies, it was just in that previous round. They were putting it down to one player, having to just save out that op at the end. Here, Junior, he'll make it stretch. He'll get all the way back out to T-spawn if they were to actually attempt to exit through TV. I'm not sure how well that would go for them. Timberman, they chop it down to a first.
Yeah, I mean, the issue is always going to be, can Nouns rebuy? And the money is looking perfectly fine on Junior, but we're going to have to see whether the rest of the team will have enough. They should have enough after 4 rounds in a row, so... Yeah, it looks like we do have enough for a full buy here on the side of Nouns. So we're going to get the full buy right back in, but it's Nouns back reset to an empty bank account after this. So they're going to be in a tough spot if they do lose another one in a row. I did want to bring up again the vetoes, because both of these teams are teams that play the 4 squares. They both like Dust 2, they both like Mirage, and they both like Ancient. So we have Mirage and Ancient almost as a gentleman's agreement between these two teams. The one thing I'm a little curious about is that Timberman didn't go for the nuke ban and instead let it slip through to Nouns. It's a map that Nouns have been frying on for the past few months, and anytime I ever see Timberman play on it, I'm like, well, a lot of people will just say that Timberman don't play nuke, but they let it through the veto. So it should be interesting when we head to that map after this.
They've gotten all the way out without making this contact. Carson's going to line him up now. It's just got to be the deathly blows, just all the way put down to their toes. It's Dia that just got decapitated when Dare walks it back. It's Snav that's going to have to think of something to pull it back. Dare blind. She's going to be taking out one from up top. They've got CJ very, very low, but he finally catches up to Snav. He's going to be dunked on. Dare now in a 1 versus 3.
Yeah, oh, this is going to be a tough 1v3. At least CJ is on 2 HP. That is a player that could accidentally die if you try to nade at his face. But it's still a lot of... Well, there's the nade, but I don't think it found CJ. He's in jungle, not ticket. So it looks like Dare just going to go for the... changing minds. A good 30 seconds left. Dare got bomb. So it looks like he does want to go for this. It feels like risky business. There's 2 flashes left on his belt. Could put to use if he wants to try to move things around, but he's going to just pick up his teammates off, get that out of there, get that Desert Hydra away out of the hands of Nouns, make sure they can't go for a free double op setup. But you know, man, that just hurts. You know, some the rounds it's just like, yeah, we're gonna go out ramp, and then your spacing's not so great, and you all die.
I really gotta like hype up the attempt there. I enjoy that you go for the contact, but unfortunately, Nouns are going to be covering all of their bases. They're not going to be able to really let a fast one happen on them because we saw it simply in the other series. Nouns turned it probably straight back into their protocols, right back to what they know so well. Nouns, they have really garnered all of the support back on LAN. Dren was talking about they don't really get a ton of opportunities to move out here, and if you have stood behind them, that you know why these guys get paid the big bucks. You know why they have had these professional careers. They're playing damn good, and I know that Timberman is a team that just tries to come along that path, and they are not trailing behind very far. Timberman, unfortunately, did not have the opportunity to qualify. They lost to Boss in 3 maps as the newly joined Fruit Cup goes to the RMR, but Timberman, they look to get their work done at Fragicago, how they have historically, but Junior, he's looking to change that right now and write a new page.
Yeah, I mean, like, historically, Timberman can be a bit of Nouns killers. They are a team that, if it is a lower ranked team, they're going to run it down, they're going to get in your face, and they're going to kill you. But like, for the positions that you find these two teams in, I would usually give Nouns the upper hand. But Timberman have a history of just cutting Nouns in two repeatedly. So we'll have to see what ends up happening. But it's a good start this round for Nouns. Oh, Junior. Good kill over towards Shane. Dare gets one back, but Dia going to be left all alone. That op now has to get very activated. Junior spotted the kneecap right through the smoke. And it is going to be the kill going the way of Nouns and the round. 6 to their name.
And the hair is split right on top of the oppers. Right now, Junior has just been so damn dominant, and I gotta really just put that to the test right here when it's just going to be gunning against these ecos, going to flat out destroy them right. Actually, I say that. It's a bit of a mixed bag right here. You see Snap picking up the Hero K. Timberman, they're going to go on that, or at least they're going to attempt to. They have to go and try and cup this up right now. 7-1 in a grand final is a whole stare down.
Oh, Carson getting aggressive in underpass. I like to see it. It does not go his way. Peeping going to get the kill, and that Hero AK for Snav going to get activated as well. So this is a good start to things for Timberman, but Noun's going to throw it right back in their face with 2 of their own, and that's that Hero AK taken down. Now it's just pistols in the hands of Timberman. Rush going to be living right up to his name. Takes down 2 in back alley. Going to be able to back off as well before this Tech 9 for Shane can get involved. Oh, he's going to go for it through the smoke a little bit, but does end up deciding to back it off. So I think we're just going to get the saved deagle by, and Timberman going to be letting Nouns get away with a 7th.
Shane walking it up. He's got this deagle up himself, but Junior going to be putting him down to the floor. And, dude, 7-1. 7-1 right now. We got to get this thing figured out. It's Nuke up next. That is everything that Nouns needed to be. I mean, that's the finisher of all finishers here. And I got to say that we expected way more for Timberman in this matchup. This is their home turf. I don't know what went on during that time that Nouns got to look on, prepare, and see how that map 3 felt in their direction. But right here, it's got to come, and it's got to go through the first half here. Timberman fumbling the ball hard, and they've just got to pick it up and try and move it back to the seaside to really bear the fruit that they wanted to.
God, that's a pretty AK. Look at that.
Dia just putting this through. It's George that's gotten all the way into ladder at the start of this round. Carson has already gotten down for it, leading from the front. Unfortunately, it's going to pay its means. Right here, CJ, he's got the crown on head, and actually, he's going to keep it equipped because he wants to keep his life in the vein. A was the target right here. That's why you see Junior all the way over in CT. He's got to lodge that one off. Timberman, they are just going to be circling this A site on the map as Shane looks to descend into A ramp. Here comes the final approach.
Yep, looks like we're going to get that A execute going here for Timberman. Junior posted up by ticket. Should be hopefully able to find one for Nouns if they want to make it out of this round alive. Ooh, they're going to go out and try it. There's no utility. Junior misses the shot. And now he's mollied off. Oh, he's going to burn to death. Shane with the molly kill. That's going to let Timberman so much space. They're going to make it all the way out here on A. This is something I haven't seen. Dare getting boosted up the stairs rather than jumping over.
Silently.
But it is going to allow Timberman to get this bomb down. Shane going to be placing that down, but we do have Nouns circling from all directions. And a good start from George on ramp, taking down as the op out of the picture. But now he's got to do all the work. Shane and Dare take down 2 and finalize the round right into George's brain.
Big pickups right here for Timberman if they are to get back right now. So you can go ahead and mark down that previous round. Timberman, they are back, but currently rolling through it. They're going to be back on this Mirage and back onto the right foot here. They can get this 7-5 half and not really actually look back for it. Nuke on the next page is going to be one that's obviously very glaring off the board, but this Mirage still within grabbing distance, and DMD can put out his hands.
Oh, I said initially that Nuke is really more Nouns playground than Timberman's, but they have been doing better. They do have a more than 50% win rate in the past 3 months, so it could be that they've started working on it and they've really started trying to fortify that particular hole in their map pool. But for now, this round's going to be going the way of Nouns. 4 kills already, only lost 2 on the side of the CPs. And, well, that's going to be Dia going down as well. Rush just pushing right into his face.
Uncharacteristic right now of the Timberman to let this one go, but I don't know, man. These are some dirty deeds being done by Nouns, and right now they're being absolutely executed at the dirt cheap line right here. Hopefully we're going to be seeing this actually fed back. It's the 5 AKs to give it a crack here in round number 11. Actually, Dare can't afford that big one. Goes ahead and grabs the Galore. That's the only little difference. Dare got to make do with what he has. Timberman in this situation right now because their hands have been kind of moved forward to this point. Snap rolling with the punches. An IGL that has been in plenty of these Fragadelphia Grand Finals. Defending his position at Fragicago is definitely becoming questionable. Losing out on your own map pick here would be devastating.
It would
Closed it. It was an Inferno that we saw last time that Boss put up, and they ended up getting that 2-0.
So I was looking again at the bans, and Inferno is the thing that Timberman decided to ban here in this best of 3. It's an interesting one. I mean, it doesn't look like it's either, but at the same time, we choose against Nicholas down so from looking at that and watching that game back and being like, you know, what if we pick Inferno and just see how it goes? Obviously, you also don't want to just go out of your comfort zone for the finals, so I do understand either side here for Timberman. Too well either. Shane there, the only 2 left for the Timbermen. Getting cut down themselves. And Nouns just so many directions. And Rush going to be the one to pick up that final one.
Man, oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I was joking with the Dren yesterday on the cast that they had dinner reservations, whatever it was. Yeah, it's going to be just as brutal right here in the grand finals. Got to get out in a jiffy. Nouns. They had just enough earlier today when dealing with their semi-final opponents. It was quite the game. We had both of those go to 3, but I don't know. Maybe we're not going to be as lucky with this final floofies. This is looking like Nouns wants to put it out.
10 o'clock at night. If you finish this on your T, like say Nouns win this, they pick up everything on their T side, and then they 13-0. Like, it's still gonna be like 10 o'clock. It's still gonna be late. Because we're still in a very sleepy suburb. You're gonna go to the Alright, sounds
maybe
good.
not me.
Well, let's see how Timberman can handle this one. They do all have rifles, but the utility looking a little bit lackluster here. There is a single flash in the hands of Snav, and looks like a good kill onto Carson, so that's an opener for the Timbermen. They might be able to find their way into this with just aim. Who needs brains? No aim. No brains, just aim.
That's all it's taking right now for Nouns. At this point, Timberman, I mean, a little bit sad to say that I don't know that they have the juice right now into this grand final. a bit of a scary look at the beginning of this one. Being just like that kill. Maybe they are going to be 12.
I think if we win this one, we can get an interesting second half. 9. You know, it's not like a.
Snap finds both of them right there. That's Junior going to be carried out of the frame. All on to CJ the King. Sitting on his throne, ready to rule. This man has had quite the tournament so far, but right here, he has just got a wheel in deal. CJ taking his time. You better start talking, Timberman, before this man starts dealing. He's going to go out the door, but just slammed in his face. Timberman, they still have that line, and they're keeping it fine. It's a 9-3 half, but they've worked with less before.
They have. And again, we've seen some crazy pistols this Fragicago. We've had some that had me questioning whether it was worth it because you might as well just give the pistol to the T side. And then we had some like this game where the CT side absolutely looked unstoppable with the USPs. So we'll see what kind of a pistol round we get here. The danger with the 9-3 is if the 9 wins it, they're already on double digits, and it's just pure desperation from the other side. And when you're on the CT side and your opponent's on 10 after the pistol, you just don't have money ever, and you're gonna have to be like, I am an MP9 merchant, and that's okay.
I definitely hear that.
But now it's something different than their opponents. Oh, I heard that switch to burst.
That's awkward.
A little bit.
Timberman were 6-0 in the previous series on pistols. Two already been shot. Taking it all the way down. And Sav, 1v4, all the way to get it down onto the board. It's going to be double digits for Nouns, unless Snav, the captain, has one look back right here, getting close to the King in execution, and right here the crosshair is just a shot away from shot in the front. Nouns, they'll put it in the back door and they'll get the hell out however they choose. It's not going to be without leaving a bruise on Timberman. Right here, that's double digits, and they're ready to go to nuke, I think, hot.
Yeah, I think that this one's gonna get closed out. I mean, again, the conversion for the silver lining for Timberman is the MP9 is really good, and if you get kills with the MP9 and win, then you have a lot of opportunities. Those $600 a kill weapons are they're gonna find a couple, and that's a real danger for Nouns. We'll see what the round holds for us. I do see 2 pushed up into Palace, which is very dangerous here for George, but just keep an eye on the mid play. 3 players over on A for Timberman. That's quite a stack, I gotta say, but Nouns making sure they're gonna take this one slow, they're gonna take it steady, they're gonna take it safe. Molly, and like I said, the 2 in Palace, they're gonna take down George. This is gonna start to we have Timberman, it's not able to, but the peaks coming in from the Timberman are working out perfectly. They continue to trade and take that man advantage and keep it hard and fast in their favor. And look at the health on Carson. Yeah, Dia also has low HP, but he's got a deagle. That's going to be fine for him. He's going to get his first shot off and either get the headshot or not. Chance. We can see Dia, he didn't get the headshot, so the answer is not. The last last question mark here is Shane, already pushed up behind the bomb, trying to come in through apartments onto B. I'm not sure. Well, it does look like Carson might expect a wrap, but the timing is going to be perfect and does not quite work out. And for Carson and Junior, a whole nother zip code. The question is if Shane can realize this. He's on for a tap on the bomb with the smoke down. He's on 20 HP. If he goes for another one, it's a full 10 seconds. He's going for this. He gets the shots. It's going to be Nouns on 11, but Timberman causing so much damage.
Oh, man. A tough pill to swallow. 1v1s, they're going to be hitting the way of Nouns. Even the little ones don't go the way of their Timbermen right now. They're going to have to shake this tree up on Nuke because I'm not sure it's going to grow far enough on Mirage with how quick this one is going. 11 rounds that Nouns have both of their hands on right now. But a MAC 10 on CJ, they're looking to send this one quickly with Carson. They go for the power pop right now. They definitely touch this heavy site setup.
I love a nice fast palace pop. I love a nice fast round in general.
Is this the correct setup for it? I actually stand corrected. You're seeing this move and shift right towards top of Khan. They're going to have to knock right up to Ding and say, how do you do before they get into the site to him? It's a rush that sits outside, and they're patient for it because they needed their time. Now is their chance to play.
There it is, Rush being the tip. No, a lot of team damage, but it is enough for the two for two trade.
Shot right back over, and Junior, what the hell is that? Ronald's got a couple more surprises. They're putting it down, but now it's Peeping. The man that showed out of the Fragicago does not have enough. Right here, it's up to stuff by Nouns. They've got 12, and they're putting another feather in the cap. They're about to just end the first map on that at a 13-3. That would be a deafening scoreline here to start.
Yeah, I mean, so I was looking at the new score lines that Timbermen have been putting down in the past 3 months, and real quick, let me just tell you who they've been beating here. So they beat Boss 13-11. They beat Akimbo 13-11.
Was that Boss series during the Armand?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. That's fun.
Like that.
The other teams they have been Perseverance and Zolos. But other fun fact, one of the teams that they've lost to on Nuke in CCT is Nouns. So, doesn't spell good news on the side of Timbermen, but they've been throwing some unexpected stuff. So we'll see if any of it hits. Good shot for Dare to start this one off. They're going to have to start this one off, but quickly trade down to 4v4, and Junior going to find another one. Nouns looking to speed their way up Cat. Oh, but Snab in the way in ladder room, gonna at least take one down. That is, B site is cracked open. That bomb is gonna be planted there, and there are 2 players on Nouns to work with, as well as Carson cutting off mid. So no one gonna be making their way through Cat. So Timbermen all have to go through Market. That is extremely valuable. Ladder jumping on in. Oh, and it's dangerous even. Snap with kill onto Carson.
Right back up, Shane has to do it right in their grill. Timbermen, they just shorten the distance and they bring up the speed. That's at least that 4th, and maybe this time is a turn for a comeback. Nouns, they have a big pillow to lay their heads back upon. It would have to be 8 rounds in a row to even see that far into overtime.
Yeah. Oh. I really don't know if now. I mean, it looks like they are going to go for the buy. Junior already picking up that AK, but I think it was just sold back, and Nouns were like, hey, you know what? We're this close to closing out map 1 in such a dominant fashion. Let's bring out the pistols. Let's hold on to our money, and I guess there's a tech pause as well. So.
All good. All good. We're chilling.
All good.
I hear
We're
some
gonna
clips
chill.
off on the
Yeah,
chat.
I hear. So chat, I know that some of you are going to be curious to see what is going on in game chat because of how spicy other times have been, but no, you don't get to know that. Sorry. I'll be the bad guy to call you out. I saw people in chat being like, are we going to get to see in-game chat? Oh boy, are we going to get the fun drama? No.
Hey man, I know we love some of that NA counter-break. We like some good CS as well, and we're getting some of the best of it tonight.
Yeah.
Leaving all the baggage behind. Here goes down. Got the Tech 9s, and they will just want to come off the lift and get it done in 13-4. Tense way to pull it over. It just really convinced Timbermen that you have no shot in this series. It doesn't matter what the online results are. You remember that NA Revival Pick series. And hey, we're damn tired of seeing that result on paper. Nouns. I don't know if that's really the attitude because well, that's quite... Oh no. This is only a single player here. CJ's gonna get that kill onto Dare, and right now it's gotta be screaming. Speak right over to Peeping. You've got to be ready, and he is. Peeping for 2 in a row, and I don't think Peeping's done right now. Drops his body to the floor, and Peeping, the menace, he's going to just give him a rack right now, and he's going to probably go down for it. Swinging around for it. Peeping don't care. He's got it in the air with 4 in a row. Peeping's got the ace, and he's tracking it down, shooting you right in your place. It's Peeping to pull him right back. It's 5 rounds that Timbermen get when 5 kills go the way of Peeping.
Yeah. I mean, that's even if they lose, that's always got to feel pretty good. Like, yeah, I was the B anchor. They went B, and I killed them all.
Goddamn.
Like, just sometimes it's just that simple. The peoples show up, and you shoot the peoples.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes Counter-Strike is complicated. We lost that round because we dropped the bomb in the wrong spot. We used the utility in the wrong place. You know, you went this way when you zigged when you should have zagged. Sometimes you just shot all the mans.
Went down exactly like that. Carson, look at how far he's gotten up cap with no sort of contact made. And Snap getting low, missing all of the details. He's just got to reach up above. I keep hearing all the details now. And now Snap, he's got to be scheming up above because right here, down on the site, where things get real, it's deep. Just got to feel out exactly what's to come. 3 members of Timbermen have found themselves in the marketplace. They want to purchase a retake in right now. But Rush, he's the clerk, and I don't think he's going to be letting any of that happen in his establishment. Not today. Snap, open up this can. Has just ripped Junior right out of the box, and right here, it's a 3-man advantage. It's steeper. Shane in for the steeper. CJ to King. 4 onto the site, and Shane just says goodnight. That's 3 in a row for Timbermen, and they're starting to get rolling now.
Man, I mean, that's showing the lack of power of the Galil. That's the difference between the Galil and the AK. The AK would have got that.
The AK would have had it every day.
But Nouns are just they're gonna stack up that round loss bonus. They're at 3 right now. If they get 1 more, they'll be perfectly fine. They will have all the money you could ever ask for on T side, and they will likely close this one out because they've got another 6 rounds in a row to deal with before this one's gonna go to overtime. So I don't think they'll be sweating just yet.
Not a lot of investment into the round, but at least the deagle going to be found in Junior's hands. I'm going to be loving to see how that one does kick off Luffy's.
Yeah.
More before from this. Oh, they're going right on this.
The last 2 rounds were B hits, so it makes sense for them to throw an A hit at the fan. You know, they've got pistols. They may as well probe around, see what they can find, see what these deagles can do. Junior picking up a nice one. And they might even get the bomb down too. Oh, this is dangerous. There's a player in Connector as well. They don't get the bomb down, but I feel like George and Connector could still do some damage. Keeping gonna prove me wrong.
All right. We got a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Here in Lisle, Illinois, it looks like Mirage is back up onto the cards. It's 4 in a row for the Timbermen as they are chopping back at Nouns. They got to call a timeout to really talk about things. Can't pull an right now. You can't go to your coach. What does Carson have to say about this? You got to figure it out, but it's not much to get done. It's only 1 more round, but what is the line that you tug on? You got to try and figure this out right now when you do have the chance. Carson scheming something up. What does the longtime IGL of Nouns have for us now?
Well, let's look at the last 4 rounds in kind of an aggregate. You know, you're on map point. You've lost the last 4 rounds to a pistol round, another pistol round, a sort of weird half buy where you had Galils instead of AKs, and the one where you probably had your best chance and it kind of got fumbled. But you're going to be fully rearmed now. 5 AKs in the hands of Nouns, plenty of utility. This is going to be the one to look for Nouns to close it out. They've gone to each site, they've gone and probed, they're looking at the Timberman defense, they're getting a map of where everything is. And this is going to be the big one. I like this push from Dare, though. This is something, again, everybody's throwing different things at the fan for this round because this is it's such a pivotal one. It's the full buys for both sides. It's for all the marbles here. Timberman trying to stay in this one, and Nouns trying to close it out.
Nouns play ball. A couple of their sets have been drained by the but they have had this one. Rush picks up a hell of a frag on the snap, and that may be the last time you see the captain in Mirage. Still Junior, still Rush, still holding down that line. To get past scrimmage, I'm not sure they're going to call it offsides because you're going to be dead in the water before that even comes through. Nouns are surgical to remove this 13th out of Mirage, but Dia, he's got another idea of this into the site. He's holding his fist out. You're going to have to get past the offer before you really get this down. That smoke in the CT is going to make this a lot harder for the Timbermen. I think this is coming to the bitter end.
I like this a lot. Again, we've seen 4 rounds in a row of Nouns checking.
Wow, that's a big pickup.
looking to see where Timbermen like to defend, looking to just get all the info they possibly can. And then what do they throw at the fan? They throw a mid hit. They cut off both sides. They make sure to pick off players where they pop out, and they bring this down to a 3 versus 3 retake. And I think it could go really well for Shane picking up the first. He's going to spot the last 2 CT. It's just going to be up to Rush now in the 1 versus 2. Dia and Peeping looking to keep this one going here. Oh, Peeping on the bomb. I don't know if Rush heard that. He's got to get the final second, but the defuse is going to come through for Peeping. Oh, Rush with the kill in the end, but that's still going to be like, it's going to be painful for Nouns. That's not a round that they threw too much money at the wall, and now we're going to get into the side of awkward force buys.
We are back. 5 in a row, Timberman. Even when Rush has his 2 cents, man, he had all 40 in that round. And 4K, that the major winner does pick up for this side. And they got pretty damn close, man. It really got hairy there when Timberman put their bounce back into it. No real early mid control here, besides what comes from Carson. He gets very, very far. He was in here last time. He was trying to look for the lurk this time without the patience. And now maybe telegraph what's to come before, but they don't take that hint. It's Dia that actually just splints towards the other side, but actually, they're thinking 1 step ahead. Dia was in front of me. He's all the way out to market. This is dead to rights if they decide to play with the Timberman's hands.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best part of Timberman has been Dia. He's been moving around the map so well, and he's been making Nouns, he's been forcing Nouns to be afraid of his op. They haven't been able to flash him off because they just never know where he is. I'm talking about the probing and the figuring out of the defense, but if you keep moving that piece around, what are Nouns going to do? They can't just be like, all right, smoke the Opper off. Where is he? We lost the first guy to the Opper, and then the Opper re-aggresses, repositions. It's just been huge. It's like, you wouldn't think it like with the 10 and 15 scoreline, but I feel like Dia has just every opening frag has been so monstrously effective. You see everything falling apart. Nouns, they walk up through Cat as Cat and Apartments and just go walk out and get frag. Oh, Snap in a bad spot here, getting burned by the Molly. Nouns will have heard that. It's not gonna matter. Shane trying to take it out. George with the double to close this one out, 13-8.
Now they come out swinging in this first map. Honestly, the details have been put in. They've got home turf up next, but we just came from the same thing. You just saw a dominant score out of the last series. Timberman, they come in and they drop the ball. Well, you saw them pick it up in that revival series. They had that 13-11 win that you pointed out versus Boss. I gotta say that that's gotta come and pay off here soon. I gotta say that you have got to dig up whatever playbook that you have here on Nuke, and you've got to flip to the next page. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 1-0 for Nouns right now. And man, that's going to be a tall one to recover from. We've obviously moved somewhere. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We're back behind the production desk.
We're standing.
All right. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And
well, standing's good for casting, unless you really open up the lungs.
Sure.
We can keep going and going and going as the round goes on with all of the extra air from, opening everything up. It's good.
I would tend to agree. But the series opened up now. Just 1-0 for Nouns, and I mean, headed on to Nuke, this has all the makings of an easy 2-0. Every single hint that you have seen so far has really just obviously kind of led to the fact that you're foreshadowing to a team that's out of juice, a team that's out of gas and has been pushed in the way. They had that second semifinal, and they were reached further into it by a Take Flight team that, hey man, going above our standards for sure. I mean, they really sold it to him. It was that map one that they ended up winning, I believe, that was just prying it open on Ancient, but I mean, right here, they just want to shut it on Nuke, and it'll be an easy one for them to tee off on, but we did talk about their result. I really like that last NA revival, or excuse me, it was during that RMR series that we were referring to that they took that Nuke. Sorry. A lot of games bouncing around up here right now.
There are a lot, and when we have 7, a lot of the times the games can blend together a little bit, but yeah. I do want to call out something, is we thought that this was going to end 13-3, and Timberman battled back. Timberman showed a lot lot of tenacity. They showed a lot of mental, and you know, despite everything against them, the fact that they just had to play a really intense best of 3, the fact that they are battling a huge opponent in Nouns, a lot of teams would just crumble at that 13-3.
Yeah.
But Timberman battled back, and you got to give them credit where credit's due. And they let Nuke through the picks. You got to think they've probably prepped something for it. They got to realize that a lot of teams know that this is going to be a weakness of theirs. And so I'm excited to see what they throw at us. They're going to start on CT side because it's their opponent's map pick, and that's an opportunity to come out swinging.
Yeah, I would certainly say so. Floofies, there was something we were supposed to do. What's the word, fellas? Should we set up the big reveal? Should we set up the big grand finale? What's the word?
I'll let Marky do it.
Should we do it?
Here, I'll tell you where it is.
Oh my God! All right.
He already told me. I had to keep that from you.
We got some big news. We got some big news coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, after 728 days since the last Fragicago main event, we are back. We are setting the scene. We are setting the stage in my home state. I am very, very happy to announce that we are going to be headed back to the heart of America, to the City of Champions. For Fragicago 18, we are going to be going to Kansas City, Missouri, into the Hy-Vee Level Up Arena for our $50,000 tournament here at the end of the year.
Mark,
Just
the highest of fives.
Let's go. Let's bring it in. We're back. We're back, and we waited a long damn time to get here, and we are going to be fucking excited to see you out there in Kansas City later this year. That feels good. That feels good, baby. We've waited a long time to say that, man. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. That was exciting.
Yeah, I know. I'm very happy for you.
Oh, man.
It's
Shout out to
going
this man
to
for
be,
helping
here's
us
Bonamat.
so much. Everybody that has come out and volunteered at these events.
Yes.
Mr. Fragicago, Steve Sasquatch, NVS, everybody holding it down. Of course, Chaz Puff behind the buttons. And ladies and gentlemen, goodness me. I don't know. Do we throw it to a little bit of break? I feel like I need to get a breather.
You can't keep saying goodness me. The guy in chat is going to think you're talking to him.
Oh, man. We got Nuke coming up in just a couple of minutes. I just saw these Nouns boys come back in. They must be ready for some more action, but I'm ready to take a little bit of a breather. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go far. We got our second map in our grand finals here at Fragicago 24 coming up right after this.
talk about how everything changed, how the trees grew over the path we paved. Ooh, I'm tired now. Ooh, don't you know that? Don't you know that my hands are getting tired? I started this fire, and my hands are getting tired. I started this fire. Away from you.
Wait.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you like Nuke because I do too, and we are damn excited. Nouns 1-0 up on Timberman, the defending champions of Fragicago, but I don't think that they are going to be able to say that for very much longer. Nouns, they are looking to just go up onto their home turf. This is their highest percentage win rate that they have. We're just barely looking through their HLTV results. We go back on a Nuke, where right now, right on A. CJ King falls a wash, and right here, Nouns is going to show you that they've got the secret sauce. Timberman, how are you even going to box yourself back in now? A 1v5 for peeping.
Exodia, obliterate, my goodness. I said the thing. The guy in chat's going to be very excited, but Nouns, just tons of headshots. Peeping, you're a good player. You had the ace, but 1v5, that's a tall order. Let's see if he's got what it takes to come into heaven, and it's going to be CJ to rectify him. Nouns with a okay, so maybe it's not that pistol rounds are better on T side or a CT side. It kind of feels like pistol rounds are Nouns sided.
Yeah, they just, Timberman don't seem to win those when they are unfortunately playing up against those Nouners. Was almost the, actually the exact opposite of what we had in our previous series. It was the Timberman that went 6-0 in pistols versus Take Flight earlier today. Still ended up going to a map 3, went very far, but Nouns, here we are. This wants to be the final destination, right?
It might be the final destination. Fox only, no items, you know, 3 stocks. No holds barred.
I feel like I was missing a couple points on that reference there. We'll get it back.
Well, see, so the fun thing is that Nouns also have a Super Smash Bros. Melee team, and the like 1v1 me on Rust for Smash Brothers is Fox only final destination, no items. So that's what I was referencing.
Gotcha.
In case anybody in chat didn't know, in case Marky didn't know, we're all good now. We're all caught up.
Always have been. I hope I always will be.
But I did want to bring up.
Played, Steve. Thank you.
I did want to bring up Timberman are familiar with so to see them lose now 3 pistol rounds to Nouns in such a fashion is a little bit surprising to me.
Yeah, it is what it is. Timberman, unfortunately, just going to be shoved out of the cog now. Nouns, 5 out of that, 2 in a row. Nuke starting off exactly how they planned. It could be a fast one here. Nouns, wow, I mean, I really think that it could just be all up to the riflers right now. I don't know, man. This is not going to be a conversation for Junior to Hansen too very much. I got to see if they're going to be able to get one foot in front of the other right now. Timberman, walk on the Nuke.
Nouns haven't died yet.
That is shocking.
Like,
I know it was just an eco in the previous round, but
I mean, it's a pistol and an anti-eco, so it's like, all right, fair enough. But like, oftentimes, even on that anti-eco, you'll see 3 players play well with those pistols and at least get 1, maybe 2. And like pistol round, like you usually don't have all 5 surviving, so it's a little bit concerning, but Timberman, Dia with the opener here. Good start to things for them. Oh, and I like this position. They're playing stairs on back site here, but he'll take down Carson, and actually he's going to get away as well. It looks like he's going to go for the smoke off and continue to skitter away. So 3 versus 5 for Nouns. Oh, this is where things get a little bit dangerous for the Nouns program, and they're going to pick up another one on a junior. Is it time to call out the Sable? Let's go for Rush. Bring it back to the 4 versus 2 at least. But man, if Timberman loses as a 5 versus 2, that's quite concerning. I don't think that's going to be the case. Rush in a 1 versus 4 now. He did pick up the 1 kill for now, but he's not going to be picking up a second one. Good finalization here for Shane, and Timberman put themselves on the board.
if you want to know why Nouns just lost, blame Floofies. Going into that round, his bold point was that Nouns haven't died. What are you saying now, pal?
I mean, you know, everyone can bleed,
Sure, sure.
especially bleed esports.
Oh, that's a shout out in any event. Good for them.
Hey.
Good for them. They managed to sneak their way on through.
I just think it's funny that Oni Pixel's team made the closed qualifier of the RMR and Kassad didn't. Happens. I mean, admittedly, Bleed are playing in the EU RMR, Oni Pixel's team is playing in the Asian RMR, so they've got a little bit of an easier field to deal with, but it's still, it's one of those things that's going to keep me amused for at least another week.
Can't wait to see Nouns head on to the RMR when they get that up. Net in their calendar later in the year. Right here, it's Alpha onto A, right into round 4. We're throwing it back to that pistol, and Timberman, they want some more. Peck onto the site once again. Keeping throws it back to Dare, who's going to be right up to heaven. You thought he may try to reach out a little bit further, but right now Carson isn't exactly satisfied with what he's seen either. I'm not sure that Junior actually gave the audio cue down there, so it is still rocking up top, and you hear that come down. And now Shane, he is going to meet up with Dare, who has just put his foot into ramp, and now they're going to have a shoe into this retake.
Yeah, man, 2 versus 2. It looked really good from Timberman to start this one off, but there were some really nice frags, just kind of walking on the site, being like, yep, there's the headshot. There wasn't a lot of utility involved. It was just good crosshair placement, good fundamentals. And now Timberman going to be given back the initiative, having to go on the attack here on this retake. 2 versus 2. It's a rough situation. Ooh, the double doors open. Junior he's not going to find the double though. Shane takes the refrag, but he finds perilously low HP. Carson going to find him in the smoke, and that's going to be 3 for Nouns.
There it is. Even winning the close ones. Timberman, all right, stood up to that initial pick well. Nouns, they decide to audible middle of the round, and they decided to go right to the end of the line. They actually dropped to that second floor, right to B. And honestly, I like how Dare keeps up onto the ramp, but there's a world where he takes a risk. He goes into hell. He tries to surprise them, and the risk reward there, but I don't think we're going to be able to see that come up again. Right here, it's going to be a very awkward one. Dia, he's going to have to farm up some cash for the shotgun to get that op up later.
I was going to say, did you see what I saw in the buy round?
No.
Junior definitely bought an XM and then sold it back. I was like, no, that's so upsetting. I would have loved to see him bring out the auto shotty on the T side. But it's a good round so far from Nouns. 2 kills already to their name, and Timberman what can only be really described as an awkward force. We've got the XM for Dia on top of Hut. He's going to hopefully farm up some sweet kill rewards. From there, be able to pick up his op on that CT side. But well, let's see what Nouns have to say about it. 4 versus 3, and they're going to just head right on into the lower site through ramp. We've got everyone gathered here, everyone mustered in a position. Peeping going to be the one to react to this, going into control. We'll see if he's able to pick anyone off. Now Molly in. That's bomb dropped. Good trade from CJ, but there's another piece of company here. It is Dare. Oh, but he's not able to find the headshots. So now that XM going to have to go wild here for Dia.
Agent Dia dispatches towards that lower bomb site, and now has got to rake this back up with the auto shotty. CJ putting in the digits, and
Oh, did he make noise there?
will Dia let this go on his lawn? That was the old meme with the Nova. Do we bring it out?
my lord.
Yeah, he was trying to get that back in. I actually am for the save of the auto shotgun, and a very important piece that we're going to try and take out. There's got to be an M4 and AK somewhere in here.
I mean, yeah, there's a Galil at least, but honestly, holding on to the auto shot, he could still be funny if he just wants to play top HUD again. Like, he should pick up the rifle, which he does. He does have that M4 now in hand, but just being like, yeah, I'm gonna buy the XM again and go play top HUD. Whee! Like, it's funny.
As we yap and as we, you know, we're giggling around that for having a good time. It's only smile for us and the Nouns fans, and I don't think Nouns were going to be too happy about this until they got that 5,500 in their pocket, and they got a couple more to go out and collect here. You need 9 more, and I mean, at this rate, they're stacking one up above the other, and I think that this nuke could be wrapped up quickly. It's almost 10 o'clock here in Chicago, and I think if Nouns decide to run this up quickly, this might be the quickest frag finish that we have on a Sunday, like, ever.
I mean, it's 10 o'clock, but that's like peak FPL hours for all 10 of these
What do you
players.
mean? FPL doesn't start until 4 or 5 in the morning.
No. It doesn't stop until 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm sure that it's and this is probably the point where there's the most people in. Like, you know, you've got the early risers playing their last couple of games before bed. You've got your 9 hours that are just starting up the stream, getting ready, getting into it. But it's a good round, honestly good round so far for Timberman. They've managed to find 2 with basically nothing. Dia and Snav, though, on low 2, and oh, Snav taking from behind. CJ gonna go for another. Gonna get punished by Dia though, so it is gonna be rifles in the hands of both of those Timberman players, but they're gonna have to get a move on if they want to go for the retake. I feel like with those HP bars and with the lack of kits, the right move is to just hold on to these rifles.
I hate what I'm seeing right now. This is not the Shane and Dia that I know. There is doubt creeping in. It is set. This is... you're not attempting. No kit, sure. No kit, sure, but... Timberman, we have got to get this flipped over to the other side in this next round. Otherwise, I think I've said it 1,000 times, call me whatever you want. How are you going to be able to wake up, slash one in your face, do what you need to do? Timberman, it's going to be a brutal awakening once we do get onto that second half, realizing that you do not have that chance to fall back.
I'm going to say it. I think seeing a more respectful side of Timberman is nice. You're right, that I think a lot of the time...
I think that they get in and they move. You know what I mean? They move. They let the Counter-Strike do the talking. Everybody knows that the Timbermen, they rule at these frag events. And CJ the King is now just going to be taking his throne back. I'll have to look through the books before and see exactly where CJ gets to come in. I don't know if he was playing at frag 17 with George and the boys. Okay. Regardless of that, he's making his way through at Fragicago. He's got that through the smoke, and he's got it onto Dare. But right here in this, they're put to sleep. Had to take it, but now the baton handed to Snav and dismantled bit by bit. And now it's going to be Shane. And oh God, just slapped to the floor. CJ with a 3K. And right now, donning the crown is going to be the sparkling jewel of Nouns T side.
That headshot. Like, it's always going to be like, oh gosh, I just suddenly died. But like, he didn't even see who shot him. He was just coming out of heaven and suddenly, boop, gone.
Easy stuff. Ooh, okay. Now we're getting this auto shotty back on Zare. Snav, he was almost in a position to go large there, but caught off guard. Drops just out of the way. They're going to have to get a little bit more through. So on Molly onto door, Dare placing all the way through, and
one thing about Timberman, I will say, they have quite dripped out loaded inventories.
Yes, they do.
The Butterfly Ruby we just saw, the Hedge Mazes, the Desert Hydra, some nice looking skins is here on the Timberman side. Like, we don't get to call it out very much, but I like to. Like, I'm not like someone that's going to put skins over wins, but skins are cool, and I like to collect them, and they're shiny. And we'll see how this round goes. Ooh, 3 versus 3, though. Timberman taking down 2, but it is 2 in response. Good kill for keeping. And that's another one from from Shane. This round looking doable from Timberman. This AWP and M4 going to match up well against the AKs of Nouns in this 2 versus 2. Nouns going to have to take this one extremely carefully, down to 50 seconds, so they're not going to have a whole heck of a lot of time as we creep into that second half of this round. George just piercing out every little piece of the CT side, every little spot where there could be a rogue CT lying in wait, but won't find that the Timbermen are actually mostly hanging out on B. Just a good volley into HUD that's going to stop that offer from getting re-aggroed in. CJ is going to be dropping the bomb from out of heaven. And it will go. Oh, God. That was so close from Dia. Popping out from Squeaky.
Dia kept him up on this site the whole time. He could have gone down. He kept his life alive in lobby. All the way to this one.
CJ spotted out.
1v1. Shane came all the way up Floofies for this. And George, you just got to tuck in and never even give him the look. Shane will cook. 3 seconds, turn it into 2. And Shane keep holding down it, and he's going to just put it into a second round. Shane, cool as ice, is just going to be keeping Timberman in the game.
Yeah, that's going to be a critical round from the Timbermen. It was so, with the weapons they had too, that's such a huge turnaround. Now they're going to be rearmed with the rifles. They're going to have their choice of utility. They're going to have hopefully some kits. They had a kit last round. That's how they got the defuse. So it's all good. And across from them, no op for Nouns. It's all rifles all day.
Not exactly leaning heavy outside. Again, they threw that set out twice in a row.
Dare just rushing it through Squeaky.
Not finding exactly what he was looking for there, which I'm not exactly too positive as to what that was. Getting a little too quirky for me there, Floof.
I wonder if it was just an attempt at finding enough info to see if a lobby crunch. Like, I wonder if there was a call of like, let's just drop. That was a dangerous drop right into the crosshairs of George. There's another one there, Snap. He's got 2, but Sage's gonna make sure he doesn't get any more. But Shane sitting in support takes down 2 in response. It's just gonna be a 3 now, and a 1 versus 3, and Terra is gonna put him in his grave.
That is a very, very nice rotation in from Shane again, showing exactly why this rifler has been a part of this core for so long. He grinds the hard ones out, and in these late rounds coming up with the big plays, making up for peeping, unfortunately just falling right into the waist. He sets that up, tries to get past with that little audio cue that's carried over, because Snab's right there at triple, but they punish him for it. You know, dare I call them out for the little mistakes that they made or the attempts to try and change this up, but when they need somebody to come through, you saw Shane come in with that defuse previously. Shane can get it done any way he wants. They're just getting it done himself. 2 in a row for Timberman, and honestly, right at the footnote of trying to make this half theirs.
Yeah, I mean, I think Timbermen need every other round from here on out. They need to make this a 6-6 if they want to have a fighting chance on their T side. This going to 9-3 would be disastrous. A 7-5 would be maybe passable for them. 8-4 would be not so good. So I really feel like if Timbermen can bring it back to a 6-6, we're going to have a great second half.
They have that outside set that they kept in the works just the previous round. They're going to be sending it out again with CJ to try and work this thing back. They were able to just try and manipulate into that mini position. They've been really trying to pick back on this. Snav and Peeping. What are they up to this time? Trying to just try and lock in by that door. CJ, that lap, but right here is the tap out from Dare. He's got that, but he did not see the fading rush into that smoke. So now the A hit, the A split, it's underway.
Oh, snap. It could be dangerous. Good kill back. Dia with one as well. Knocks George into the 1 versus 2. This was Nouns with a 4 versus 2, and they've got all their pieces. Now with the final kill. Gonna put the nail on the coffin for 4-6.
All right. And this This is Timberman digging deep. I'm very much cheering for this comeback right now because we have got to see Nouns push to the cards again. There were so many storylines coming into the tournament, but I mean, this was the spectacle. This was what we were waiting for. Everybody knew who was going to be in this final. It was just who was going to be able to take a map off the Nouns, who was going to be able to make it close with Timberman. They are in fact human. Timberman, they were pushed to the brink by Take Flight just a moment ago. But look who's back, and
Both teams took a map.
yes, they did.
Like that's the best part of it. Is we very nearly didn't have this as our grand final. They were there with a chance, but now Pistols are now likely to be Timberman. Good kill for Rush though. And they, oh man, Nouns out on A site, out through the door. Open up the door, it's real. With a non-stop pop, it's still the steal.
Damn straight. Right back into the site. 4 in a row. Timberman sweeping Nouns right off the feet of their CT side. This is where they need to put it into drive. They have to line up whatever they were cooking into that series versus Take Flight G's. Get that pistol underway. That's the next thing in the books. But right now, we've got to just try and line something up here in round 12. I don't see exactly what I love, and that's a big green in Junior's hands. Dia is going to be putting both of his right into the plans. Let's see how these offers face off, but only one going to be actually donning the big green right now when the half is up to its wits.
Yeah, I mean, you can play the double op setup on Nuke as the CTs. There's not a lot of room to double op for the T side at least, but like if you put an op on ramp for the CTs, you can put it behind red box, you can put it here where Shane is already playing, you could even put it boosted up on those box. There's a lot of spots on ramp to play that op, and then you can put that other op up in heaven, you can put it outside, you can get that really dynamic setup here on Nuke. But it's Shane playing here with the M4. He doesn't hit the first couple of shots, so he's going to have to back right off into the site. He's going to continue to be a thorn in Nouns' side as they make their way into the B site. And there's more attention for Nouns. Shane with one. It's a 2 for 2. The trades continue to fill the server. Snav for 2, and it's just Rush in the 1 versus 2. Look at the health on Snav, though. This is so close for him.
Rush now in a 1 versus 2 to keep the tie game from coming back from Timberman, to steal the momentum back. It's the man that stole the trophy in Boston. It's Rush who's got to put it through. A low HP Snav that's going to be up into the rafters, and Dia just trying to circle his way back into the mix. Rush searching every nook and cranny with the bomb planted right in front of him, and he's found the buttons pressing player. That is Snav. He's going to be out of this conversation, but it's Dia putting his 2 cents, and it's now just going to result in 6 in a row. Timberman, here we are. They are back. It was 5 in a row. I do stand corrected there at the end of the half, but damn, they are here on Nuke, and I gotta say, they said screw your home turf. You came and disrespected ours. We're pulling out the gloves. We're pulling off the gloves, rather, and we're trying to stick it back to Nouns right on their home turf.
We're not just taking out the clubs. We're taking out the bats with the nails in them.
Sheesh.
We're taking all the stops out. We are
Getting
here.
violent here in Chicago.
I think a lot of what we're seeing is the mental reset from Mirage. They were so close to that 13-3, and they didn't quit. They kept going. 13-8 is what that final scoreline was, and that gave so much extra momentum, that gave so much extra energy to Timberman, and now we're going to see them put that to use. Oh, big push coming out from Squeaky here. This could be really scary from Nouns. There's only one player watching with those dualies. It's George. He finds first, second, but Dare is there with the trade. Rush on top of Hut, gonna find one, but it's quick trades all around. Snav left alone in the 1 versus 3, and it will be CJ to remove him.
Still undefeated on the pistols in this series are Nouns, and still without an answer on that are Timberman. And I gotta say that you're not going to be able to actually reach in and have another look at that conversation until you're out of this thing and you're checking out the demo. Right now, Nouns, they put themselves on the defensive side. This is where you dig your heels in. This is where they get comfortable, and this is where you can raise a trophy if you can just carry Timberman out in a casket.
Yeah, I mean, and now you're on the T side of Nuke, which is always a notoriously hard one. I love seeing this. This
Oh,
rifle, this SMG moving way up, but Junior not expecting that. He does get one onto Peeping, but it's not going to be enough. It's a 2-for-2 trade, and the health bars looking very low on a few of these players. Rush down to 15, Shane down to 6. Now is where it gets really dangerous against these Deagles, and especially the MP9 finding its way into Shane's hands. This could be an anti-eco in the hands of Timberman.
Dare, slow, steady, and trying to win the race by just trying to drop another face. It's Dia in a 1v3, and actually he's wielding the Deagle now. So picked off the body of his brethren, having a little bit of trouble facing his way down the vent. Dia trying to get tricky. Is unfortunately going to be ran down by DMC. George going to be putting in the details. This is good. That's a 2-0 start on the CT side now, and time to pedal it back in the other direction. Timberman, they get their first buy.
Well, not only that, Nouns lost a few of those SMGs, so they'll be able to just go ahead and rebuy rather than going for that bonus that might be more dangerous. They're going to have rifles, and so I'm excited to see how this round plays out. We do have CJ stuck on the Deagle, unfortunately, so it's still a little bit of an awkward round for Nouns. But big fast outside play for Timberman. Dare, quick headshot onto Junior, not even going to let him get into this round. That's going to be one of those rifles just knocked right out of the server. Hopefully CJ or one of the SMG players can pick that back up to at least have that hardware on the side of Nouns, but as of now, it is looking like Timberman will convert this and bring it back to a run round difference here.
Popping into ramp. Does George have what it takes? He's got 2 MP9 shots. You're not even thinking of the rush. What could come right after? It's Peeping that can keep ban for ban. He's just going to be swimming down to that lower bomb site, but actually has that decision been made? I think the decision has been forced. Right now, it's Peeping that's going to have to ride the course. He's got a 1v2, and he's got to find the way to figure this out. Dropping onto this lower bomb site, and he's going to try to feel out this smoke for a little bit of attention back towards CJ. He's got this jam back, and right now from the double doors, drop towards 2. That's going to be a tough tightrope to walk back. Peeping, he gets that bomb plant down eventually.
Yeah, I like the extraction there, making sure to wait for your teammate. Now Carson lit down, but it's still a better situation to try and go for than going alone, but Carson taken down. Good kill for Peeping. It is going to be traded back by CJ, and he's going to get that defuse. Nouns win the round, but this one was walking a tight rope.
It was 1v1s just like that found Peeping onto the Badass Gaming roster the first time. Indoctrinated through a championship is a damn good way to make your appearance on a team, but here just suddenly 8 months later, same roster, same stipulations, but you are now down in that grand finals. Nouns, they need 4 more in a row. Man, it's been a damn long weekend, and to say that out loud just speaks volumes right now. Nouns showing their domination and showing why they are in the highest talks of the highest competitions here in NA, showing exactly why at Fragidelphia this is the case. They got this up on Junior now. I gotta see a response from this man.
Oh, well, there it is. Dare taken down, ripped right out of the server to start this one off. Good trade back by Shane to keep this at least to a 4v4. Oh, but Shane not going to be sneaking through that smoke into Big Garage. Taken down by Junior to bring it a man advantage back into the hands of Nouns. And suddenly, this round gets a little bit difficult for Timberman. They're trying to sneak through secret. It's a good kill for Snav. That's the op knocked out of the round. So now they're going to be in the, they're going to put their foot down on the gas pedal. They've kind of got their choice of where they want to go. And Snav going to be picking up that op as well. Probably going to be tossing that over to Dia.
Keeping on a mission. Gets into transition towards Heaven. Got this lockdown towards, looks like door. And I think he is just going to be knocking on the board of this Heaven player right as they, I'm not sure if it was right now that drop happened. Regardless, George is going to be down below and aware of the potential flank from Peeping, though it is Snav to just join him in arms up to Heaven with 35 seconds to go. Rush, he is going to be finding the first ingredient to this right now and trying to get out with the mix. It's Rush to just flick his wrist out, and he's got that second kill. Snav all but done. That's George that is going to be netting double digits, and Nouns, they are just pounding their chest, showing why they are so dominant on Nuke. They got to the CT side, and all is 6. That's all you're going to get, Timberman. We are just pulling out the 6. It's all going to be done going here. Timberman, they're just running the victory lap right now, or at least that's how it feels.
So we're actually, these past couple of matches, we've seen a bit of a pattern from Nouns, where their T sides, they've been good, but not perfect. But then they get to the CT side, and it's just lights out. There's nowhere that the other team gets to go that Nouns have not also thrown some hardware. They don't also have some guns, some utility, some bodies, and they're just not going to let you go and do anything. It is, I imagine, infuriating to play against this kind of a stonewall defense, this lights-out play, but Timbermen are going to have to adapt. It is looking like it's going to be Nouns on 11. The rifle's still in the hands of Snav, so there's still that possibility that that surprising piece gets to come through for Timbermen, and maybe they do find themselves a 7th.
Trying to get this late door pop. It's not going to work when you're facing through Hut initially. Right here, CJ, once he does feel this smoke up onto him, something had to happen to Rush there. We're going to have to move past it. Nouns, they have got to roll with the punch as well. And right here, CJ rolling up a couple of more, and he's going to be smoking out Peeping, but it's a 2v2.
And knock, knock, we're back on the A site. We rush outdoor, and here we are. You got to hit your shots, or that's going to be it.
The back of Carson.
Oh, this is dangerous. Good kill for Carson, but there's one behind him, but they're spotted by Junior. And it's going to be an 11th for Nouns. Timbermen, they don't manage to get the round, but with the bomb down, they're going to have the money. This is going to be the round that they're going to look to come back. They're going to look for the win and not the overtime. Otherwise, they're going to be in that desperate situation of map point and match point and tournament point for your opponent.
And finishing it flawlessly on the CT side would be the signature from Nouns. Dia with the op-out. It's got to come out right here. If you're pushed all the way to your wit's end economically, Timbermen, they would need to call out alone. I'm not sure that would come in time to round number 19. They've got to try and lift this out here. It's a little bit of room that's going to be taken as that outside wall does end up going down again. Timbermen trying to just play ball now.
Yeah, this is going to have to be the most perfect play that Timbermen could pull out. And if they do manage to win the round, Nouns have barely any money left. So Timbermen will definitely be starting a little bit of a streak, more than likely. And that's really their only chance. Oh, I like this boost. Carson taken down. That's the first piece down. Keeping with another one. That's ramp opened up. They'll head their way right onto the B-bomb site. And Nouns are going to be the ones on the back foot. CJ taken down as well. Now things get quite dangerous. George spotted out here at single. Oh, this is looking like the round for Timbermen. 2 versus 5 for Nouns. And it does look like they're going to go for the save. They're bringing these M4s. And they're going to go home. And they are going to hold on to these weapons, which they need every piece they can get going into this next round.
Here comes the next fill of 5 in a row. Timbermen, let's see if they can do it twice. That's what it would have to be.
I mean, they did it on Mirage.
Look at the money right now. That is a very concerning look for Nouns because, I mean, it's Rush that's going to be able to drop one, George that's going to be able to drop one. You're not going to be able to get very much up onto Junior because I think Carson is going to be able to rebuy. If you catch him back twice, back-to-back, that's going to be enough for Timbermen to get more than a significant crack at your financial situation. Right here, that's the slip that they would need. They need Nouns to just show them a path back in. And here, I don't think it's a glaring obvious route, but here is what you're going to need to pound on Nouns. They take a moment to talk about it. You're not going to be able to call Adren in. What's George got to say about this?
I have 3 letters, or 2 letters and a number that make this dangerous for Timbermen. MP9.
Oh God, dude! If only Calamity
in the
was here.
hands of CJ. Look at the score he's got going already. He's been performing fantastically this game, and I mean Rush. Looking at the top fragger for Nouns, but if Timbermen can knock this over, they've got a shot at bringing this back for the tie.
Big one up here. And yeah, that MP9 does find its way into CJ's hands. We'll see how the mini player decides to spice things up here in round 19. I want to say that, CJ, I like seeing you get crazy. Right now, he's going to be heading indoors. Okay, nothing too special going to be kirking up outside, but an MP9 that's going to be winding the weights towards the ramp. He's got that op that's going to walk beside him. I wonder if they decide to just walk the dog up that ramp to try and find that opening kill, but they might accidentally just take Dare through the smoke anyway.
Yeah, these smoke spams outside. Oh, it's so dangerous for both of these teams. It's just, you can die and just be like, well, there was nothing I could do about that, but just not be standing there. Like, that's the worst feeling. But I do like where George is playing, actually. We've got George playing in the corner of Big Garage. So rather than sitting somewhere that Timbermen are likely to spam as they turn the corner outside, he's got this off angle where if they try to turn the corner and then go for the mini hut or the mini garage entry onto A, they're going to be in trouble.
Still sitting, patiently waiting, and back in Big Garage. Soon you're going to have to beg for a new answer to that question. And right now, just trying to get back into concession. Dia, it's just delayed out the door one more time. That's about to just fade. So as soon as you're up to bat, you're going to try and just walk it out in a 5v5 with 35 to go. And now these mollies going to be dropped one after the next. It's responded to. Right here, they're going to have to go, and it's glaringly obvious.
Yeah, Timberman, the clock is your enemy, and you're all in the lobby. There's not a lot of options left, but the good shot. Oh, it's a good start to things for Peeping, but things are not going well for the rest of the team. It's 2 for Rush and 2 for Carson to put Nouns on 12.
And there it is. Nouns find 12 just like that, and Timberman, they are going to have to pull 5 in a row right now to get this one going. It looks like we have a brief technical issue. Man, what a damn time for this to come up.
Map point, match point, and tournament point. And, welp, I guess we're going to be restarting things here.
Yep.
A little bit of a tech pause. We'll be right back
call
here.
it, guys? Why don't we just call it?
No.
That would suck.
We have big things. If we have Timbermen in the finals of a series that they are basically the kings of, Fragicago, Frag KC. Honestly, if they went to Miami, they would have won there too.
Yeah.
So to have a team finally to dethrone them as the kings of this hill is a good story. I want to make sure it actually happens.
I think we want to make sure it has the ending it deserves, right? It's been an amazing weekend of Counter-Strike. Even on the first day, from the very first match that we had, we knew that it was going to be a great one. I mean, that we had this going on in the groups. This was one of our most exciting tournaments that we had. It was a little bit smaller of a scene that we had in Kansas City. We had about 15 teams out there, but these Elevate guys took care of business. They went up against Lock Kittens. Okay, funny team name, sure, but I mean, that was with Classia. That was with the GOAT, Lamb Choppington III, and it wasn't enough to dethrone Elevate. When it was back in Chicago the first time, we saw this Limitless crew try to make it their way back to the finals when they were donning the red, obviously now in the white and blue. They couldn't make do, but they got very far, and the expectations that we had for them definitely raised going forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that Limitless were basically the same team as they were as Unjustified back in December. So I think that's a really good call out.
Yeah.
The other thing is that Fragicago last year did have some solid competition. So it's not like Elevate just breezed their way through the finals.
No. For sure. That was a great one, man.
Fragicago always...
We'll always, that one will have a great spot in our hearts. Ain't that right, Floofies? That was
it sure will.
For us. We had a lot of fun.
It was, I mean, we had the Big and Tall Matt and Mark finals. Now we've got me alongside Mark.
What are you forgetting the old man? What are you forgetting the old man Mark for? The old Bach was holding it down. We hope you're doing good, my friend. He got a big job over at the lab, so we're cheering for you, big man. We love you and we miss you.
And we sure do.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But it took a lot to make this event happen this weekend. I would like to say a humongous thank you to the Scrim Center for having us back. This is one of, honestly, this is probably my favorite place I've gotten to come out and cast, and the opportunity to try and do it again has been absolutely an amazing privilege. So to come back here, I would want to do that, and I think that hopefully we've behaved ourselves just enough. But also, honestly, we just had a brief sponsor showcase showcase, we had Sonics just lean into the frame there. Mr. Sonics is right here. Hi, Mr. Sonics. How are you doing? He says he's doing very well, and it's one of the speediest voice chatters up to date.
Yeah, and they've got a sweet avatar feature. Hopefully we get
Dude,
some,
my avatar is going to be so dripped out when I get home.
Is he also the
Avery
last
is
airbender?
loving to hear that right now. He is pumped. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby.
I do think it's really cool that you can be like, yeah, I've got my avatar, and I'm a fan of this team, and I have got like this, like I've got in-universe merch. I think that is a really cool tie-in feature, and I would love to see how it evolves.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the other thing is, I'm also
good.
never going to miss a chance to talk about how great Chicago is. Because you've just said that we've got Scrims is a great little facility here out on the outskirts.
We're
We're out in
Mile.
But it is not the only PC center in Chicago. We've got a lot of great places. And downtown is fantastic. Chicago is great. No matter what suburb you're going to go to, you're going to have a good time. There's things to do. There's good food. There's fun places to be. Chicago should be the next esports capital of the U.S.
Man, if only their football team was better.
Hey, they won today.
Yes, they did.
Won today.
And the Packers are 0-1, so I guess I can't talk.
Not only did the Bears win today, but I heard that all of the Illinois college football teams won today. So,
Yeah, just a great day for Illinois.
yeah, and we're here.
When it rains, it pours, okay?
It's great. And the Cubs won.
Baseball.
Yeah.
What about esports?
It's okay. The Cubs aren't going to make it.
Electronic sports.
The Cubs aren't going to make it to the World
Sonics has
Series
found
anyway,
the police on Vertigo. They need to come lock
Look at
up
that
whoever
timer,
just
though.
destroyed the server. I don't know what happened. It bursted up in the flames. The fire department is on site. They just put it out. I think that was over on Rush's side. We're going to get that all the way mixed up. Right now, we're taking a tour of the city of Vertigo right now on one of our spectator PCs. The things you do when you got to make do.
I think it's kind of cool that the cars are actually moving around. I wonder, and I like
I think
how
you're
there's-
pretty cool.
I think you're pretty cool too, Meyer.
Floofy's dap. Floofy's, I'm going to show Floofy's how to
All right.
dap. You got to come in at a higher angle, OG,
Okay.
and meet me down, bam, and then you got to go for the bam. You know what I'm saying? So live, full action. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. No, you go a little slow.
Oh, okay.
Here, come on. Naturally. OG. No. Don't pull it back. Don't pull it back.
Oh,
Come on,
okay,
come on.
Okay.
Bam. Oh, yeah. See, that was pretty good.
Okay.
That was pretty good. Maybe a little more
old.
work to do.
I'm an old dog, but I can learn new tricks.
Watch this. I'm about to dap up the Observer. Gunks. Instant. Perfect. Mr. Sonics, give me some. Bam. Chemistry. Everything that we need here to be one. As a Fragidelphia staff, we have it. And you know what? It looks like we got Nuke on our screens. Woo! Let's go.
We're back, baby.
Yes,
back
we
for
are.
What could be the final round of play here at Fragicago 2024.
What if Timberman came back?
What if?
What if?
Then we'd have overtime.
Yes,
because
I think the watcher would like to get involved at that point. This is
Much-
not how that's supposed to go.
much like tennis, you got to win by 2. Otherwise, you go to overtime.
Is that true?
Well, I mean,
that
if you
true?
get to 12, if you get to 11,
What if they
12,
only won by 1?
you can't win by 1.
What if?
You can't. It's not allowed.
That would be crazy, yo. How's the chat doing? You guys enjoying
There's
your
no
time?
13-12 wins here.
Floofies, I don't know that my Fragicago experience is done yet. Sure, I've casted a couple of games this weekend, you know, grand finals with this guy. I haven't had my Portillo's glizzy yet. Somebody get me one right damn now.
Portillo's is
Where are they
not
at?
that good.
Dude, I need that glizzy.
All right,
I do.
Chat, I have to disabuse some notions. Portillo's is not even a Chicago franchise
Yo, get
anymore.
this man out of here. Get this man out of
No,
here.
no,
You know what you need? You need a cake shake. You need a cake shake.
I am the
sir.
Chicago caster. I get to say what's right for Chicago.
Fair enough. I
That's
claim
how it
Missouri.
goes.
I claim Missouri.
Fine. When we go to Missouri,
Illinois is bad drivers. Now what? Now what?
that's fine. Illinois is bad drivers.
Confirmed.
I drive here, therefore they're bad drivers.
I don't know. I saw you whipping that thing around, man. You were cutting up and everything. It was crazy.
All right,
crazy,
so
man.
Portillo's,
Getting
not
wild.
even a Chicago franchise anymore. They
Sure.
franchised outside the city and then outside the
Okay,
state.
well, if
So who
that's the
cares?
case, I'm not going to be satisfied until they come to sunny St. Louis.
Fine.
Yeah.
Two,
Yeah.
even before they started franchising, other Italian beef was up here. Portillo's was like over here. Like it was fine if you had
Sure.
one in the area for fast casual, but it's
Right.
something to look forward to when you're coming to Chicago. I am going to tell you there are so many better restaurants. Yes, if you enjoy Portillo's, you can continue to enjoy Portillo's.
Am I not allowed to enjoy Portillo's all of a sudden?
You are,
What happened, yo?
but what I'm saying is that you should check out some of the nice mom and pop Italian beef chains because they are very, very good.
I haven't done a nene in a while.
Chat was talking about everyone going in front of the camera and dabbing. So what if we? What if
Nah.
we do? No,
Maybe like a little mini one? Huh?
that's like a thinking emoji. Like
I think people are going to tune out if I do that again. What do you think? Oh, I think we're having the match medic. We have our medical staff on site making sure the server is healthy, man. The players, they can take care of themselves. We got to make sure this server is working so we can crown a champion here tonight.
the players will be healthy if they have guns in their hands. I think that's the most healthy thing you can have. And
Dude, I'm seeing Ponalone spin a basketball on his finger. Can we go for it? Come on, do it again. Oh, I just hit him in the face. Come on, Josh.
I'm
Joshua
looking
Pone.
forward to the Ponalone evolution from 30-year-old talent Opper to IRL
production on
streamer
this.
extraordinaire.
Oh, no, he's gotten rid of the basketball. Oh, no, he still got it.
Like, what
Show
someone
us some tricks, man. Show us some tricks.
he needs to get sponsored by like a travel agency to go and make travel blogs. Would that be amazing or
He's
what?
got like a fine dribbling. Okay. You remember this video that Jeffrey M&M's put on Twitter day one? Ponalone pulling up from half court out there in the parking lot, sinking that thing, just like that. Putting it up. That was Ponalone. He was just like, driving it up on the court. Do you think he could cross up Phi?
But like,
Phi,
did you
Phi, 1v1 Ponalone in basketball right now.
What?
Is there a court that we have?
There's a
I'm
hoop.
just, come on,
There's a
man.
hoop. They can play like horse or something.
Dude, I don't want to like yell at, spin it on your finger. Do it. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man.
Okay, still paused.
It is what it is. Ponalone's giving us his best shot.
All right.
That's actually pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
We
All right.
we should be back into this one
All
soon.
right.
I see the match paused at 12-7. Everyone's got their guns, so as soon as everybody is all set and all happy with all their settings, then I think we should be getting into this 12-7 match here.
I want Phi
Timberman
to like
having-
do a dance, you know,
having very
unprompted. I don't
recently,
want just to yell at him to do it. Then it's not funny.
I think
like,
Phi's
what if he
tired.
just-
Phi's been doing a lot of casting too. He's a busy lad.
Phi casts. It is quite literally in his name, in the game. I wonder who won the giveaways that we had out here.
I don't
And
know who won the
also-
giveaves, but I know for these small L.
Yeah, we got to
tournament,
talk about that. We had a really cool thing happen, man.
Everybody was cool. They
We
ended
don't
up
go to
splitting.
agreements very much at NACS, so sorry, I talked over you there. Please.
Well, so I think it was Amped that had to go to their advanced playoffs.
Right.
So the teams agreed to split so that Amped could go to another LAN center and go play their advanced playoffs, which I think really points to something that I've been saying this whole weekend.
If you can't
the
hear it, I'm
brotherhood
clapping.
and the sisterhood
This
of
would
North
get me kicked off
American
the course.
Counter-Strike. The brotherhood and the sisterhood of Counter-Strike. You know, we might be
We're back.
different teams, but we're all here for the same game.
We're back, baby. We got Nouns, we got Timberman, and we had a little bit of a break. So right now in Junior, he's got to get it up to snuff. He's got that AWP. They're back. It's one more time, Floofies, and they're just trying to send it into the wings.
Oh, that's good of George. He's thrown his nades out into the floor of A site so he can make sure to stay hidden in the rafters for as long as possible. It's always such a difficult position to root out if someone's playing from up there. Like it's so hard to get those shots onto the player that's so high up above, and it's one of the things that makes Nuke interesting but also difficult. And we'll see if Timbermen are able to work with this. Usually the way that I like to deal with a player up in rafters is to just not go upper site, but we'll see if Timbermen decide to go for it. Oh,
Calm before the storm. Nobody really going for those initial fights. It's got to be a set play. You don't want to be the one that makes that mistake right here. Setting up for that upper hit. You can feel the energy in the room starting to stand up as right now the hopes for Nouns as this timer ticks down. They get higher. Right now, Timberman, they shimmy down that pole. Here goes that actual try into the A site, but it's all a ruse. And right now, it's Dara that's just going to peep it onto the cruise. It's Shane with another, and right now, we could be going further on Nuke.
We could be, but that's a good trade back for Rush. But the HP bars for Nouns are in a terrible spot. Carson on early anything, but George just peeks out from behind doubles, takes down Peeping, brings us back to that 3 versus 3. 3 AKs on the side of Nouns.
Oh no.
Separate them from victory.
Right where they want them.
It's a good kill for Snav to keep Timberman in, but there's 2 back for Nouns, and it's just Snav all alone. 1 versus George. And the time has run out.
And that's it. In the Windy City, dethroned, swept off of their feet, the champions of Fragicago, the champions of Fragadelphia, Kansas City. They are dethroned by Nouns. They came out to Fragadelphia. We all expected them to take it like this. But wow, when Timbermen peeked them in the server, we saw that respect out. We were waiting for this battle on LAN, and we got our money's worth. It was only that 2, but man, we see why Nouns get paid the big bucks, and right now, they are $5,500 richer. They are your Fragicago 24 champions.
They came, they saw, and boy, did they ever conquer.
Yes, they did.
What a series. There were a few series where we could just be like, oh boy, mind-blowing, fantastic. So many best of 3s that went the distance that were unexpected to do so.
Right.
And now we have this at the end, and it's just Nouns just proving how dominant they can be.
Wow, oh wow.
A lot of celebration going on in the LAN Center. So if you are curious out there in chat, I've seen a few like, is this in the back of a Costco? No, this is a former family video. So in the before times, back when I was a kid, you would go and you would rent videos for your VHS player. Now, if
I think
don't
that's
know
like a
what
theme around here. There was a barbecue place I drove by that was also in a converted family video. That's a thing with Lyle, I think. I don't know.
I don't know. I just think it's funny because like you walk outside and like the family video.
I think we have a man on his way down.
We sure do.
All right. Winner's interview time. Sir, I think it logistically makes sense if you shimmy yourself in on this side.
I'm here.
What is up, Junior? You just won a nice Fragicago championship. Obviously, you've been at a couple of these before, but man, after having the career that you've had, you're back and you're back in the old school environment. Does it feel good? Does it feel good to win?
Oh yeah, I'm undefeated at Frag. Can't say much about that.
So does that mean you're coming back for Frag 18?
Is that's the big one?
That's the
big one. It's in December. It's going to be uncapped for teams.
Kansas City, Missouri.
That's where I used to live.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, if there's no events for us, I wish for sure go there.
Awesome. I mean, you take this out here, Junior. It was a very fun. Here, let me get you a little bit closer into the frame. Now you
all right, is that the camera right there?
Yeah, that's that camera right there.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
We're posing for pictures is what we're doing.
we can keep talking.
We can make it a little bit candid.
Stylish. Junior, my man, you had your work cut out for you this weekend. Were there any teams that really gave you a couple surprises along the way? Because there were some opera battles that really, I mean, were stringed in the way. Obviously, you were showing them a thing or two, but obviously these are where the next NA players are coming up from. Is there anybody that you want to highlight?
I think Dia's really sick.
Yeah.
If he can.
Hell yeah.
He's really sick. He's probably my only competition here in terms of opping.
Yeah.
So I think he's 19 too. So if he keeps playing, I think he can be really good.
So if you had to pick out your favorite map of the pool right now.
My favorite map. Mirage, I'd say. Mirage. I mean,
Opera's Paradise,
yeah,
maybe?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
What about a map that you wish would come back?
Train. As an offer, train.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. We're staying consistent here. We're staying consistent.
Now, I know you might not get a chance to play many new maps. Have you tried any new maps that have really been like, we need this in the map pool?
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I think Anubis, honestly, is like the best like map they've ever implemented with like, that needs minimal changes. But every map they always implement needs like months and months of changes.
Totally. Junior, right before this event, maybe not right before, but pretty recently, you guys did end up earning that spot to go to that RMR. There was an interview that happened with little Jeffrey M&M's with your teammate Rush. He said that you guys are feeling good. You think you have the potential to probably reach the Tier 1. You got a lot to prove, but here at Fragicago you did. How are you feeling about the team going forward, my man?
When we're on our A game, I think we can compete against the complexities and liquids, but consistency is like everything to be Tier 1. You can't just upset teams here and there and like want to be in Tier 1. You got to consistently put up a fight against them, and like that's our biggest issue, is being consistent. Like sometimes we'll go 3-0 and qualify the RMR, and sometimes we'll just like lose in some like Mythic Cash Cup. So just consistency.
So you specifically called out complexity and liquid. Have you looked into the Brazilian teams? Are there any Brazilian teams that you're looking at and going,
the Brazilian
oh.
scene is really strong right now. Like Inferior, MIBR, Imperial, 9Z.
That's personal for you.
Yeah, there's so many. Like the Brazil scene really popped off within the last year, and they definitely like outtook NA like by a long shot.
Yeah, we know Legacy, they're
Legacy
hot on
as
our
well,
heels here in NA. They're trying to chip back at us, but we know that a lot of people in NA, obviously M80 kind of popularized it. They went and got mobs, whatever it is, more so the German pack they come in. Similarly for Wildcard, right? They're bringing in a couple of Swedes. I talked about it a lot this weekend. You guys are obviously rocking with your 2 American coaches, American lineup. Beating as the heart of NACS, how is important as it is to you to actually lead this region back up as the representatives coming out of the top of Tier 2?
Yeah, it's basically everything for us. We're not in a strong region, so like we have no one to like cheer for. They have like complexity and like liquid now. Right. So like, if we can like be up there with complexity and liquid, and like we gain a lot of more followers and fans, and then like keep NA on the map.
Totally. Well, here I think you've won the hearts of the Chicagoans, Junior.
Oh, yes.
Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. I hope you had fun.
Thank you, boys.
And you're going to leave a champion. Junior, thanks for coming on for the post-game interview, man. It was an absolute pleasure to have you
guys.
on. And
have a great night.
with you, us here in the Scrim Center, my man. Go enjoy that victory, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you playing in those RMRs, my friend.
Thank you.
You have enjoyed
Have a great night.
Have a great night.
What a goat. What a goat. Nouns, they came in, all went according to plan, 2-0, and we're getting out of this thing early, man. What is it, 10:30? We had somebody like pull out the power cord from the server so it could be delayed more. Ladies and gentlemen, we had such a great weekend here in Lisle, but now I think it's time to say some thank yous.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of thank yous. We've got thank yous for sponsors. We got Sonics. We got Scrims. Well, we should probably do these individually, right?
Yes.
So big thank you to Scrims, our host for this year's Fragicago, host for the previous one as well, and we continue to appreciate them letting us use their space, letting us use their machines, just letting us occupy here for a whole weekend and really show
a wonderful family-run squad over here. I mean, like
if you've never,
we even got to be introduced to the 2 newest members of their families, their dogs.
Right. If you've never been here before, there are dogs now. There are computer lab dogs. They are adorable. They'll play together, and it's just Scrims is great.
Hell yeah, it is. But hey, man, big thank you to this man on my left. We had Gunk as an observer, and he alley-ooped me some information there. So I'm going to go in for the DAP. Gunks, thank you for all your hard work this weekend. The man sitting to his right who needs no introduction. Thank you so much to Chespa for always holding it down here at Frag. Thank you to Mr. Fragadelphia himself, Sasquatch, and we got the Peepo coming into frame. Okay, just absolutely know where that comes from. Is that man on your right side, Ches Puffington, always behind the cast. But ladies and gentlemen, goodness me. I mean, we had a big group of casters. Floofy came out here. Hold on. I don't mean to disrupt this, but I got a flow train going here. It was Vincent. It was Apples. It was Tony. It was, why not? It was Garrett Phi that came on for the cast. And last but definitely not least, we had Bonamont joining us as well.
And Big and Tall Matt.
Can't forget about him.
Coming in remotely.
Yes. As a new father.
It was, and he brought his kid on.
He brought his baby onto the cast, which was absolutely elating. But thank you to our volunteer staff that we had come out here. Remember, if you want to have your try at getting into the industry right here, you think it's production, sure, have your shot. No experience required. If you want to hop on the sticks with guys like us, no experience required to cast. Any role that you are interested here at Fragidelphia, no experience required. Just show up and have some fun. Floofies, thank you again for coming out to Chicago.
Yeah,
I
mean, I'm already here.
I
but
love
thank you for coming to Chicago.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. Would not miss it for the world, man. Shout out to Svaxfa. Shout out to NVS, our MVP, who has been holding down Frag for it seems like 1 million years. Coffeegi, everybody that puts in the hard work out here.
Thanks
Fellas,
to M&M's for coming out.
yeah,
being
man,
the
always
live
writing the
blog for
articles.
Dust,
Shout out to King for hopping on the production. He was observing. He had the camera at points. But ladies and gentlemen, I think we got to put the point on the end. A nice period.
There's one more
guys.
thanks.
Oh,
Thanks to the community.
yes. Thank you all.
We very much appreciate them for stopping by and hanging out. And, you know, if they don't watch, are we even existing?
No, they are not. So a quick thank you to our sponsors, of course, Empowered PCs. That's where that grand final was just played on, those Fragidelphia branded computers that we have. Of course, we're giving away, I know, a Be Quiet case over there. Who's up next? Be Quiet. They are churning out a lot of great products. We have coolers, we got fans on deck, and that's why we're so damn chill here at Fragicago. And obviously, we've been seeing a ton from Leadify this weekend, from their stats and all of the great takes that we can see from Leadify. Shout out to them, but also Anthros, who's keeping us in check, keeping us all good ergonomically, because they got some damn good chairs. Shout out to all of our sponsors here at Fragicago that make the whole thing go. And shout out to everybody in the community that came out here. If you were a player, if you were just here to support, I want to thank you personally, because it means the world to me, but I know it means the world to all of us here at Fragidelphia. Floofies, any closing words?
No, I think you just about covered it. You got all the sponsors. I think we're all set. I would love to thank all the players individually as well, but 32 teams times 5 players equals 160 players in total. That's a lot of thank yous. You know, we could have them all line up, but a lot of them have left already, so It's kind of tough to thank them all. So we're just going to do a big group thank you. And again, chat, anyone sitting at home, hanging out, if you're thinking about, you know, I'd really like to compete, I'd really like to work on production, work on anything, Fragidelphia is a great place to get your start.
Well, well, well. With all that said, and everything to look forward to in Kansas City, we bid you farewell from the Windy City. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you a final time for tuning in for all the festivities here at Frag. And from Floofies, from at Get the Bag Mark, and from everybody here at Fragidelphia, even Phi Cass, even Bonamont walking into the frame, we want to thank you all personally. Enjoy the rest of your night, and be safe out there.
Bye, chat.
You felt like home to me, and this all felt real, truly. And you felt like home to me, and this all felt real, truly. To